The Home Secretary asserted, I must say rather boldly, that her approach is, and I quote, delivering results. Let's have a look at the results that are actually being delivered. In the 150 days since the election, more than 20,000 people dangerously and illegally crossed the English Channel. That is 18% up on the same 150 days the previous year. I don't call an 18% year-on-year increase delivering results. That is a failure. Now, of course, we welcome the work on law enforcement, which continues the work done by the previous government. But according to the NCA, that alone will not be enough. We need a deterrent. When will she introduce one? So let's look at their record on asylum hotels. They promised in their manifesto to close down and end the use of asylum hotels. Well, we've recently got some figures which demonstrate in the 3 months following the election, far from reducing asylum hotel use, they increased it by 6,066 people in places like Peterborough and in Altrincham. Constituencies now represented by Labour MPs having asylum hotels opened up in express contradiction of their own manifesto commitment. And now let's say a word about removals. Now, it is welcome that the rising trend of overall removals has gone up, although I observe that almost all of those removals were to European and North American countries. But on the topic of small boats, the Home Secretary didn't break out the small boat returns numbers. Now, I wonder why that was. Well, I've looked into the figures, and it turns out that in the 3 months after the election, less than 5% of people crossing by small boat were in fact returned. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, the Home Secretary said she is delivering results, but these are the results. Crossings up 18%, asylum hotels up 6,066, and small boat returns down under the new government. She is delivering results. I'm afraid they're worse.
Home Secretary, I have to just gently point out to the Shadow Home Secretary that his party left us with the highest level of small boat crossings in the first half of the year on record. The highest level for that season on record. If we had carried on with small boat crossings at the level that they were in the first half of the year when he was in the Home Office, there would have been thousands more arrivals that we would have had to deal with over the last few months. There are some important issues around the decisions on asylum cases for Syria. And let's be clear, many of the claims that have been made against the Assad regime for asylum against the Assad regime, which is clearly not in place. It would therefore not be appropriate to be granting asylum decisions on those cases in the current circumstances.